Well, that is a contingent of Canadian athletes heading off to Paris, flying out of Toronto's Pearson International Airport last night. As we have been reporting, some Canadian Olympians are in action this morning, including the Canadian women's soccer team. Tomorrow is the opening ceremony, and then the competition kicks into high gear. Well, let's go back live to Heather in Paris. Good morning, Heather. Now, those athletes are landing this morning. Any luck spotting them in the Athletes Village?
Well, you know what, Juanita, I told you I would try to find them, didn't I? And I am here to do just that. I'm about to do something we've certainly never tried on Morning Live, maybe not on the whole network, and I'll explain in just a second. But let me just give you one little bit of Olympic history first. The second time Paris hosted the Olympic Games was 1924, and that was the very first Olympics where there was an athletes' village. There were wooden cabins at the time. Now, just take a look around. Jared, my ace cameraman, is going to show you, first of all, and of course we have to start at the Olympic rings, but this is just a very small part of Athletes Village. 82 buildings over this sprawling area that was industrial land. It was a power plant. It was at one point a film studio. Obviously, some of these are new constructions, and I'll tell you a little bit more about what they're going to be turned into ultimately. But Iceland's team is there, Denmark. You can see the Scandinavian countries. There's Belgium. We're going to take you. This is what we're going to do over the next literally 20 minutes. See this armband? It's my gold card. This is one of these days. Jared Thomas, my incredible cameraman, we have access, as do other reporters, to Athletes Village, and we can roam. So we want you to experience what's happening in Paris with Team Canada, and that's what we're going to do for the next 20 minutes. So we'll see how it goes. We hope we keep our signal. We hope you can stay with us. If I run into athletes, I'm going to talk to them as we go. But that's the point we're going to start at. And as we come along here, again, you get a sense of these buildings. Brazil is right over there. And we're coming up to what I think will be a very familiar marker. We wanted this to be the starting point for our tour. Team Canada's home away from home. 14,000 athletes making this their home. Athletes and support staff in the Athletes Village, and this is where Canada is based. And you can tell, can't you? The maple leaf decorating the balconies, obviously. It's been laundry day for Team Canada based on the drying racks on those balconies, but this is what we want to highlight because this is such an Olympic symbol now. The moose is on the loose, and Canada is fired up and ready to go. Opening ceremony tomorrow, competition already underway, and things really get underway on Saturday following that opening ceremony. Now, as we make our way along here, let's see. We have the Muskoka chairs. We have Rosie. Rosie, can I talk to you? We're live. Sorry, guys. We just happen to be doing a 20-minute live. Hey, we're showing people around the Athletes Village. Nice. Rosie McLennan, the incredible trampoline gold medalist, and you're not obviously competing, are you here?
I'm not.
Hold on, I have to do this. Look at this. Apparently this is my microphone. Anyway, I'm sorry, just as you're eating an apple, no less. I just wanted to say hi. What are you going to be doing here?
I'm an athlete service officer, so I'm working in the athlete lounge, or the lounge over there. And so
the 365?
No,
in
Team
Canada. Okay, yeah. Fantastic. Mm-hmm. And looking forward to seeing the team competing?
Yeah, it's been incredible. More athletes are arriving each day, and the energy in the village is definitely building. So
How are
you
doing? It's nice to see you again.
Yeah, I'm really good. I'm really happy to be kind of part of Team Behind the Team. So yeah, definitely a different experience. We're really happy.
I'll let you get back to your visiting. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I'm glad to see you. Thank you, Rosie.
Have a good one.
Thank you. That's Jared. Jared's coming with me. This is my fancy microphone, so I'm just going to clip it back on. Sorry to interrupt your conversation. Hi, guys. Have a good time with Team Canada over there. So let's take a walk. Now, what we're going to do here, I think I can clip this on properly, is show you a little bit around this place. So, first of all, what you'll notice is how green it is. And you'll notice the buildings. This is built. Paris, we've talked about venues this week. Paris built only 2 new venues for sporting competitions. The rest, it's using existing facilities or putting events outside in beautiful, historic backdrops. But the Olympic building and the Olympic Village for the athletes, this is the 3rd of the projects, and it's really the biggest one yet. As I mentioned, 82 buildings. But Paris has vowed to have the greenest games ever. Half the carbon footprint of London and of Rio. So they've built these buildings to very interesting standards. They're a combination of wood and concrete, so they say it's 30% smaller carbon footprint than would be normal in a construction project like this. Let's see, Ireland there, Kenya's there, if you want to give a view up there, Jared. So this is really part of what they're talking about when they talk about sustainability in Paris, and they're trying to make it a reality and a model for the future in terms of the sustainability of the games. So you can see carbon there, but obviously they've made this more sustainable. Now, as we come along this way, we're going to have to take you down some stairs. People getting snacks. There's food around the clock for sure. But we're going to show you in a few minutes really where the food is centered, and I can't wait to show you that part. Here we go, giving you the view. Come on with me. Here we go. We came up the stairs. We found it would be easier to take you down the stairs over here. So again, coming through the Olympic rings, there is the Olympic mascot that you'll see a lot of over the next few days as part of the Olympic rings, greeting the athletes from 206 nations and the IOC's refugee team, which is something that they've been doing since Rio in 2016. And interestingly, there's a woman on the refugee team who trains in Canada that we're going to be talking a lot about during these games as well. So we've come along the row where Canada is based. Let's see who else we can find. There's part of Brazil, there's part of Norway's team, Sweden. Hello, Canada. Don't want to interrupt them. They don't expect an interview live. But we're going to take you over here because what you're about to see when we turn the corner and come down the stairs is the largest restaurant in the world. That's what they're calling it, and it's just coming into view now. I mean, this really gives you a sense, doesn't it, of how big this is. As I mentioned, 14,000 athletes and support staff from those 206 countries. During the Paralympics, 8,000 people will be coming in here. And I mentioned in terms of the sustainability, in terms of how this was built, they've had that in mind too for what this is going to become after the Olympic Games. And I'll tell you a little bit about that because we have some area to travel. So where we are is the area called Saint-Denis. That's the neighborhood. And it's one of the poorest, well, in fact, in the country. Very high migrant population, very high poverty rate, 1 in 3 poor. As far as swimming specifically, there's an interesting stat. Half of the kids under 11 in this neighborhood do not know how to swim. So the new pool, for example, is built in this neighborhood. You want to go first and I'll come behind you, or I'll keep going? Okay. Hello. Here we go. Excuse us. Thank you. Coming down these stairs. Anyway, so what I was saying was, this neighborhood, they are hoping to regenerate, to bring back to life for the people. Go Canada! Hi! Hoping to bring it back to life after this is built. So these buildings are going to be turned into, yes, some residential spaces, about 2,800 apartments. A lot of it is to be social housing and affordable rentals. Many people say not sure about that. They're not sure it will totally really benefit the people they're trying to, but this is going to be a place not just for social housing and rental places to live. Housing is very much in need in this area, as I mentioned, Saint-Denis, but it's going to be a place with offices and stores, so a real neighborhood, they hope. This is part of the legacy plan for Paris 2024 and part of the story that we'll be continuing to watch after these games. Here we go. This is a very impressive way into the cafeteria, entre guillemets, in parentheses, because the flags of all 206 of the participating countries are here. Forza Italia going by. It's pretty much just at the end of lunch. So what you're about to see as I come through, and Jared catches up with me, I'll wait for him. You know we're in a country where gastronomy is so important, and they have made food at the very center of these Olympic Games. So coming into what is, they're calling, the world's largest restaurant. Hello, how are you? Hi, no problem at all. They are serving food around the clock, 40,000 meals a day. They've got them into very special groups, 4 different groups: French, Asian, African, Caribbean, and world. And that's what they feel will be satisfying for everybody, regardless of where they come from in the world. So it looks, there you go, very French look to this, does it not? Almost like a station. Paris 2024, Paris 2024. This armband should let me get through. Hello, bonjour.
Bonjour, c'est...
Oui, oui, on filme, tout à fait. En fait, on a...
Juste avant le tableau, à gauche.
À gauche, et on est permis de filmer dedans, n'est-ce pas? OK, merci beaucoup. We're allowed to film in here, so there shouldn't be a problem. Hello. Bonjour. Hello, bonjour. Par ici? OK, thank you. We haven't actually... Oops, sorry, sir. Do we have to check in? Maybe what we can do is, maybe we can just even look through. Hello. Bonjour. On filme ici pour...
Oui, c'est
permis pour juste ici, c'est ça?
le maximum.
Okay, this is as far as we can go, but
Yes,
thank you very much. So we can see, and this is going to be a great perspective for everybody, again. So some of the seating areas are not here, but this is like a food hall for all of those areas I mentioned. Salad bars going. They have food that is 80% local. It is 60% vegetarian, again, in keeping with that sustainability goal. You know, there's one area where breakdancing and 3x3 basketball and also BMX cycling, that area, Place de la Concorde, it's entirely vegetarian. That's a first for any Olympic Games. So should we take a look again? Are we okay? I'm not sure if there's any more to see here, but you can imagine this goes around the clock 24/7. Don't know if you can see, this is the takeaway area, but for people who are staying here, interestingly, they're not allowing any plastic utensils or plates. Again, green goals. Hello, green goals. And so somewhere in the back are these gigantic dishwashers that people are staffing around the clock. Oh, wait a second. If we wait here long enough, maybe. That's Bruni. That's the chef de mission. I'm going to see if he'll come over and say hi, but I don't know. I don't know how long we can wait. We have 20 minutes to do that. I don't know. Should we wait, Jared? What do you think? He looks like he's in conversation.
We'll give a wave.
We'll give a wave? Anyway, that's about it. One. We'll give it 10 more seconds. He's talking to, he'll obviously, Bruni Surin, the great sprinter. Think Atlanta.
Bruni!
Bruni! Heather, viens ici me voir. You don't have to film, it's okay. You don't have to do anything. No, come and say hi. It's media day, and we're walking around and showing everybody in Canada.
Hi.
The Athletes
We are
Village.
the village.
I
Great.
know. How was lunch?
Lunch was very
Wait
good.
a second, I have to take this off. Look at my gizmo.
Oh.
Okay, how was lunch? No, you don't have to know.
No.
I just want you to hear you. How was lunch?
Lunch was very good. We had some pasta and chicken.
Okay.
Now we're gonna do some.
Is the French food good? Is it living up to billing?
It's good. It's good. Of course, it's for a lot of people, but I enjoy it. Now we're gonna work a little bit and enjoy the day.
Okay, listen, I know lots of things that you're already involved with. We'll talk about those another time, okay?
No problem.
All right, thanks a lot. Nice to
Okay,
see you,
yeah.
Eric. Bye. Thanks a lot, Eric Miles, the Chief Sport Officer as well. Obviously referencing there the scandal over the Canada's women's soccer team. I could see the eyes kind of getting a little bit large. We're going to talk a whole lot more about that later on in the day. Let me see if I can put this back on here and keep going on with our tour. I just want to show you a little bit about what we're going to get to in a little bit. Again, so the 206 flags of the world. There goes Bruni, chef de mission. He's been having some fun, I'll tell you, trying out sports that he does not normally participated in. So he's had a lot of fun with artistic swimming, for example. Found it very, very hard, and we'll talk to him about that. But for sure, I could just see that questions about the scandal and the drone and the spying were not going to be entertained there at the entrance to the restaurant. So we'll talk lots about that. There's more to come on that story today. And I will tell you that tomorrow, for opening ceremony, the COC is holding its opening news conference tomorrow morning, Paris time. So I'll be there, and we'll talk a lot about how that scandal is overshadowing things, really, unfortunately, even before the games begin, with Canada flying drones over New Zealand and the practice sessions for the New Zealand team ahead of their game today. And that has caught international attention, certainly took away some of the gloss from yesterday when Canada was announcing the two flag bearers, Maude Charron and also Andre de Grasse, who are coming here to Athletes Village. They'll be staying here, of course. In fact, since I mentioned them, as we continue to follow Bruni, I'm going to pick this up on the other side. I want you to make sure you get a good look at what else is happening here, the Special Athlete Resource Center. But since I mentioned the flag bearers, why don't we just take a moment and you can hear what they said yesterday. They had a news conference yesterday. They also talked to Scott Russell from CBC Sports about the honor of being named flag bearers and what they know about what's to come tomorrow in the opening ceremony, where the answer to that is not much. They know they're on a boat. So here's a little bit of Maude Charron and Andre de Grasse.
I honestly have no idea. The only things that I know is that we're going to be on a boat. I'm fine on boat. I'm not like water sick or whatever, but that's all I know. So I'll just go with the flow, follow the what people say we should go, where we should go, how to do it, and I'll just enjoy my moment.
And I'm pretty excited. I'm pumped up to be able to have this opportunity to, lead my fellow teammates and, all my Canada athletes. And for me, it's definitely a dream come true to be able to not just be able to go to the opening ceremony, but now to be flag bearer for Team Canada. So I'm really just, for me, I'm just soaking it all in.
So there you go, Andre de Grasse and Maude Charron. Andre de Grasse, the most decorated male Summer Olympic athlete ever, with his 6 medals, planning to add those today, these games in Paris. And Maude Charron, gold in her weightlifting category from Tokyo as well. 2 gold medalists carrying the flag for Canada tomorrow in the opening ceremony. This is where athletes arrive. They check in their luggage and all their special equipment, and then they're assigned to their rooms. There goes Rosie McLennan. I totally surprised her with an interview on the spot. Good sport that she is. She has carried the flag. She knows what that is all about. An incredible honor, an incredible athlete and leader for Canada during her competitive career. We're going to come in through the outdoor and going to go just quickly through this building, and I'm going to finish up on the other side, because so there's the arrivals, and then in this area, Athlete 365. This is open around the clock for all of the athletes to come in. Any information they might have, any questions they might have about transportation or food or accommodation. This is where they have those facilities. But if we can get a chance to see, there's also a quiet corner affiliated here as we come on through with mental health. This is a big push here in Paris to compete, but with a healthy perspective. Remember in Tokyo, Simone Biles, when she pulled out of the competition because she had the twisties, she couldn't locate herself in the air. That's what the twisties are called. You can't locate yourself in the air. So she pulled out of the competition in Tokyo, and that was stunning, because she's, of course, the greatest artistic gymnast ever. So she pulled out, wanted to focus on her mental health. That was a real turning point in the whole issue of athletes and mental health. Anxiety, depression, eating disorders, they're prevalent in the elite sports world, but there's still a tremendous stigma about them. So here in Paris, for example, mental health is a huge focus. They have a hotline for people who need help. They're providing the calming app for people who need just to be a little bit calmer. Hello, excuse me, sorry. Bonjour les bleus. They are also, what else are they doing? This is interesting. They're using AI to filter out social media messages. If anything should be abusive to any of the athletes, AI will catch that before it gets to the athletes. So that's a new thing, and that's going to make a real difference. And as we come around the corner for our last stop, here we are. So mental health is something we'll be talking about in these next couple of weeks for sure. We've landed at Team USA's building, and I'm going to check to see who's here. They have their own gym. When they go to their dinner time, they get their own security staff, obviously watching security very closely around the United States. But the U.S., with some 600 athletes, expected to win in terms of the overall number of medals and golds. Jared, be really careful because there's a bike coming your way. There's a lot of cyclists. It's been a big push as part of the green plan to get people on bikes here in Paris. So this is where some people are checking in. Let's see if I can spot anybody. LeBron James, he's going to be the flag bearer for the men. Also Coco Gauff, the great tennis star, for the women. She's going to carry the flag as well. And they will be part of the athletes parade on the boats tomorrow. So this is where they're based. Katie Ledecky, of course, the great swimmer. She'll be facing Summer McIntosh. The swimming starts on Saturday right after the opening ceremony. So as we come along, hello, volunteer. Bonjour. Bonjour. Volunteers, they make these games happen. 30,000 volunteers step up, and they are here, and you see them. I'll show them again in their very sharp outfits, as a matter of fact. They are here to greet and to help. 30,000 of them, some of them Canadians, so we'll look to find those over the course of these next 2 weeks. I think that's probably about it. What do you think, Jared? Shall we end here? Try not to get run over. So the Village Plaza, what else is over here? Buildings we've looked at. The Super Center, the Village Plaza. The Village, I mean, it's the athletes' village. So there is a beauty parlor and hair salon. There's a post office. There's a grocery store for anybody wanting, again, to stock up their rooms. I noticed a little flower shop in the grocery store for people who want to make things feel a little bit homey. One of the things I didn't check out in that dining hall was the bakery. France, again, 2,000 croissants and chocolat pain au chocolat, and also baguettes every day for the athletes here, because that's such a symbol of France, and they want to make sure that they're actually going to enjoy them. In fact, there are sessions in teaching the world's athletes how to make baguettes, so we'll find out if Team Canada's doing that. This is where it's all happening. 206 nations, Canada's 337 athletes. This is where they're going to be. They're home away from home for these edition, the 33rd edition of the Olympic Games. Hope you enjoyed that. That was kind of fun. I think we got our steps in, Jared. All right, I'm going to send it back to the studio. Thanks so much for joining us on this tour.